record this just in case that I have a recording. So in our live chat from Drewski from Bruv, Drewski in attendance, Cats going up. Well, Drewski, if you're a Thundercats fan and you made the trip up from Connecticut, you have my props, good sir. It's not an easy trip to make on a Saturday morning. And from Corey James, let's go Badgers, number 33. Number 33, of course, being Corey Nice. Badgers getting ready to kick this one off. They've got number 10, Felipe Andrade, sending the opening kick away, and here we go. It's a shallow kick. It's going to be taken by number 42. He's going to run towards the middle. Found a brief gap, but ultimately taken down. Tackle made by the Badgers, number 2. And funnily enough, I don't have number 2 on my roster. So that's an interesting start. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Thundercats as they get the first offensive possession of the day. They'll be starting at about their own 42-yard line. Coming out of the huddle for first down. Looks like number 17, Rain Francis, is the quarterback for the Thundercats today. They come out in what looks like kind of a wing T formation. Francis takes the snap, drops back to pass, throws to his left, hits an open man, and he's gone! It's a breakaway! He's got nothing but open grass in front of him, and he high steps into the end zone. One play, one score, touchdown Thundercats. A 58-yard catch and run for the Thundercats from the quarterback, Rain Francis, to his receiver, number 14, Mark Anthony Taluzma. So the Thundercats get things going with a bang. And it looks like they're going to try for the 2-point attempt. Francis under center. Takes the snap. Hands off. A run to the right. Barreling through. Did he get over the line? They say yes. A successful 2-point conversion for the Thundercats gives them an 8-0 lead early here in the first quarter. Trying to see the jersey number of the man who took the handoff there. If he would just turn around a little bit. Looks like, I think, number 12, I want to say. My apologies to those of you watching the live stream. It seems to be having a little trouble buffering. A little trouble with the internet connection. I've got the best I've got out here. That was Josue Lopez who ran it in for the Thundercats 2-pointer. And now, getting ready to kick it off will be the Thundercats as I simultaneously try and troubleshoot a little bit. See what I can do and try and improve my connectivity even a little bit. Badgers with 2 back deep. And it looks like number 50, Javier Santos, will be kicking this one away for the Thundercats. It's a line drive, fumbled by Prescott, and fallen on by number 0 of the Badgers. He's just going to sit on it, not try anything stupid. Well recovered by number 0, Brandon LaJoy. So the Badgers will be starting at about their own 35, 36-yard line, trying to respond here to the Thundercats' opening scoring drive. It'll be 1st and 10 from what looks to be the 36-yard line. The quarterback, Dana Perello, comes out in shotgun. He's got the fullback, Kirk Prescott, behind him. And he gives it to Prescott. He takes the handoff. He's got some open space on his left, keeps running, and that's going to be an easy first down for Prescott. An impressive opening run for the fullback, as he had nothing but open grass. I mean, they started with 2 receivers to the left, but then once they got into the blocking formation, they pulled everyone out of that area. Very well done there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Badgers now from their own 42-yard line, as they started actually from the 31, so that was an 11-yard run by Prescott to open the drive. He's behind Perello again. They now send a man in motion. That's Ralph Duperville. Fakes the handoff. Perello going on a rollout to his right. He's got some room. He breaks through a hole. Still on his feet. Still going. And he's finally taken down deep in Thundercats territory. Dana Perello on the play-action rollout run. He just put that ball under his arm and kept chugging along. A huge run down to the Thundercats' 25-yard line. That is a 33-yard run for Dana Perello. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Badgers on the Thundercats' 25. Perello comes out with Prescott to his left, 2 receivers on either side in a spread formation. Perello takes the snap, steps back, throws to his left really quick, hits his man. That's a completed pass, and it's going to be really close to a first down as they try and strip the ball, but no dice there, and a bit of pushing and shoving after the quick connection with number 3, Damon Bonner. They're going to give him the first down, as it looks like, actually he's well inside the 15. He's almost to the 10. Looks like he got it all the way down to the 11-yard line. A 14-yard completion from Perello to Bonner. Golden Badgers getting the passing game involved early in this one, which is really great to see after the struggles they had with their limited passing attempts 2 weeks ago. The offense already looking much, much sharper. They got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and Prescott behind Perello. The snap, the give to Prescott, going right up the middle. He's trying to push, keeps pushing the pile, and gets well inside the 10, maybe inside the 5. That's what you want out of a fullback. That's old school right there. As they get down to about the Thundercats' 6-yard line. So that was about a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 6. So they can technically make a first down, but it's going to be really hard to make a first down without hitting the end zone. 2nd and 5. Again, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The snap. Give to Prescott again. He's going to run to his left and get tripped up and taken down after a short gain there. I think he may have only gotten about 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go from the Thundercats' 4-yard line. The Badgers offense humming so far. Positive yards on every single play. And they've gotten at least 10 yards, and they got at least 10 yards on each of their first 3 plays. They've come out in what looks like the flex bone. They send Duperville and Jean in motion. A bit of confusion, and they're going to call a timeout. So a bit of miscommunication with the Badgers on what play was called. They were coming out in the flex bone with Ralph Duperville and Jeff Jean as sort of like the wings on the ends of the line. The play out of that formation usually calls for one of those halfbacks to move from that wing spot to a more conventional spot right behind the fullback. The problem is Duperville went in motion and then Jean went in motion, and they were both heading to the same spot. So clearly somebody wasn't aware of what the play call actually was. So they come back out after the timeout. It'll be 3rd and 3 from the Thundercats 4. This time 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Prescott behind Pirello. The snap, give to Prescott, runs to his left, shakes one tackle, but he's not going to shake another. He fumbled it. It's picked up by Pirello, and he's trying to bob and weave into the end zone. Touchdown, Badgers. Bit of confusion on that. Are they calling that back? Oh, are they going to call that back? Are they going to say that was like an illegal lateral? I think they're going to say that was like an illegal lateral on Prescott or something. He got wrapped up. Maybe they called him down due to lack of forward progress. Maybe they just stopped him there. I'm not sure, but it looks like they're signaling for 4th down with no gain on the play. If so, that is a tough loss for the Badgers. They had the end zone there. Pirello scooped up the pitch. The possibly accidental, possibly on purpose pitch from Kirk Prescott, and he, dodged his way into the end zone there. But instead of a touchdown, the Golden Badgers are going to have 4th down and what looks to be a 2-yard loss. So it's going to be 4th down and 5 from the Thundercats' 6-yard line. Last chance for the Badgers to make something happen on this drive. Pirello with Prescott behind him. In the flex bone, they send Jean in motion. They fake the give. They pitch it to Jean. He's got nothing but open space to his right, and he's in! The ball was poked out, and the Thundercats were looking for a touchback call, but they weren't going to get it. That is a touchdown for the Golden Badgers. A 5-yard scamper into the end zone by number 1, Jeff Jean. A play-action pitch. They faked the handoff to Prescott, who they'd been going to a lot on this drive, and then sent a pitch out to the right to Jeff Jean, who had a lot of open space. Credit to the Thundercats defense. They still made it a close play at the end zone, tried to poke the ball free, see if they could get a call there. But the officials say that Jean managed to reach the ball over the goal line. And so the score is now the Thundercats 8, the Badgers 6. We'll see if the Badgers try and go for the tie with a 2-point conversion here. It looks like they are going to go for 2. And it looks like they're sending out a different quarterback. That's number 7, Miles Oakletree. He's got 2 receivers to his left, a tight end, and another receiver to his right. I think they've only got 10 men on the field. Yeah, the Badgers only have 10 men on the field right now. So a bit of confusion on the Golden Badgers side as they get ready for the 2-point attempt. And so I'm not sure what happened there. The score, as I said, the Connecticut Thundercats 8, the Brookline Golden Badgers 6. The Thundercats scored on their first play from scrimmage a 58-yard catch and run on a pass from quarterback Rain Francis to receiver Mark-Anthony Teluzma. But the Badgers have responded with an excellent drive. They started from their own 31. They've driven 69 yards into the end zone, finishing with a 5-yard running touchdown by number 1, Jeff Jean. So now they're ready to go for 2. Not sure who they're snapping it to. They're snapping it directly to number 4. Ralph Duperville is in for the 2-pointer. A direct snap to one of their running backs, Ralph Duperville, and he takes it up the middle for the successful 2-point try. We're all squared here at Daly Field in the first quarter of this East Coast Football League contest. The score, the Brookline Golden Badgers 8, the Connecticut Thundercats 8. Both teams open with a scoring drive, and now we'll see how the Thundercats respond. Again, my apologies for the faulty connection. Not much else I can do, unfortunately. As we get ready for the kickoff from number 10, Felipe Andrade. Got a bit of a whistle blow here. Now after a proper signal, here comes the kickoff from Andrade. It's a shallow liner, one hop, and picked up by number 7. He's going to take off to his left and ultimately get tripped up and taken down. That was Jeremy Perry on the return for the Thundercats. Found a little bit of room, but not a long return. He gets his team to their own 35-yard line. So far, the Thundercats offense has run one play from scrimmage, and they had one 58-yard scoring play. They're now 65 yards away from the end zone. We'll see what they do here on 1st and 10. Rain Francis, the quarterback, under center. 2 backs behind him in a wing T. He's got one receiver out wide to his right. Looks like he might have a tight end to his left. Snap, hands it off. This is number 3 running to the left, and a short gain there, maybe 1 or 2 yards for number 3, Chris Pagano. So it looks like he might have gotten a bigger gain than I initially gave him credit for. They give him a 4-yard gain as he dove ahead for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the Thundercats' 39-yard line. Snap to Francis, hands it off. This is Telusma, and he's trying to find room to the left end, and he finds room, finds the first down, and ultimately gets taken down after juking out a few tacklers. Mark Anthony Telusma gives his team the first down and gets them across midfield and into Badgers territory. They are now at the Golden Badgers 47-yard line for a fresh set of downs. A 14-yard run by number 14, Mark Anthony Telusma. Snap to Francis. Fakes the handoff behind him and gives it to the guy right in front of him for a barrel up the middle. And a solid gain. Running into the pile on that one, I believe, was number 0. Whose name I'm trying to find on here. Christian Curry took the carry on that one, went right up the middle for a gain from the Badgers 47 to the 42. So a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Thundercats. Snap to Francis, hands it off. Number 34 bounces out of the pile, tries to run to his left, running out of room, but he's found a little bit on the edge, and he runs ahead for a nice gain. That play almost looked dead on arrival, but credit to number 34, Anthony Esposito, as he gives his team a first down off of that one, gets them down to the Badgers' 31-yard line. An 11-yard run there for Esposito as he bounced out of the pile and just kept bouncing out until he finally found the edge. 1st and 10, a fresh set of downs for the Thundercats at the Golden Badgers 31. The game all scored at 8 apiece. Francis the snap, fakes the give, now gives it to number 3, and he's going to get wrapped up and taken down after a short gain, maybe 5 or 6 yards. That was number 3, Chris Pagano, on the carry once again. Gets his team about 7 yards, it looks like, down to the Golden Badgers 24. So it'll be 2nd and 3 from the 24-yard line for the Thundercats as they continue to drive, hoping to take back the lead with this one. Looks like they're coming out with a different look here. Francis in shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Takes the snap, looks to his right, throws a quick pass to Telusma. Telusma coming off the screen. He's got open space. He's not going to be tackled, and he's going to go in again. Touchdown, Thundercats. Mark Anthony Telusma, his 2nd score of the day. This one from 24 yards out. And the Thundercats go up 14-8. We'll see what they do for their extra point. It looks like they're going to go for 2 again. They'll be going for 2. Francis takes the snap, fakes the handoff, now gives it out on the edge, and taken down is Pagano. He was not able to get the end zone there, so that'll be a failed 2-pointer. The score will remain 14-8. So the Thundercats lead here in the first quarter, 14-8. Kicking off will be Javier Santos. And it's a short kick, almost an onside. And, oh, it might be a tough recovery, but ultimately it is recovered by the Badgers. That was number 6, Braxton Fernandez on the recovery. And so the Badgers will take over at their own 42-yard line. Now even OBS Studios cruding out on me. As we got a handoff, fake handoff and a rollout by Perello on first down. And he gets tackled, I think, for a loss. Big sack there, and it looks like Perello might have gotten rocked a little bit. So it looks like Perello's going to have to come off after getting rocked on that sack. And it looks like he got a loss of 1 yard on that play. And so they're going to have to send in Miles Ochiltree to quarterback second down. Actually, no, I think they gave Perello a 1 yard gain on that. I thought he was tackled behind the line. Maybe I was just reading the markers wrong. But it looks like it was a 1 yard gain on the play action rollout by Perello. That play got them a huge gain on their last drive, but nothing doing there. So it'll be second and about 9 from the Badgers' 43-yard line. And indeed, Miles Ochiltree will come out to quarterback this one while Perello collects himself on the bench. 2 receivers on either side, 1 fullback behind him. Ochiltree takes the snap and gives to his fullback, Prescott. He's got a little bit of room to the left, but not enough as he tries to barrel his way through for what looks to be about no gain. Prescott, a powerful runner, but he just doesn't have the speed to get out to that edge when he's got an opening. He can't outpace the opposing team's linebackers and defensive backs when getting to the edge. And unfortunately, just too many tacklers. He couldn't barrel through them. And so it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Badgers. And it looks like we've got a timeout called. 14-8 the score. The visiting Connecticut Thundercats lead the hosting Brookline Golden Badgers here in the first quarter of play at Daly Field in Boston, Massachusetts. Summing up the scoring so far for Connecticut, it's been all Mark Anthony Telusma. 2 receiving touchdowns off the throws from Rain Francis. One, just a catch and run on a quick slant that turned into a big 58-yard score as he just took off through an opening and was gone. And the other one off a screen pass, a 24-yard score is once again, he was given open space to run and he just took it and took off. For the Golden Badgers, a shorter score, a 5-yard run on a play-action pitch play. to Jeff Jean. He scored from 5 yards out. The Thundercats 1 for 2 on their 2-point tries so far, and the Badgers 1 for 1 on their 2-point tries. 3rd down and 9 for the Badgers as they're trying to keep pace with the Thundercats offense that is batting 1,000 so far. Ochiltree back out at quarterback, coming out in a wing T flexbone, flexbone formation. He's got one receiver out wide to the left. He sends Duperville in motion, gives it to Duperville on the end around. He's got some space to work, heads for the edge, gets a nice gain, but that's not going to be enough for a first. He does get his team close to midfield, and so this is going to be a bit of a judgment call for the Badgers. They're on their own 49-yard line. Do they go for it here on 4th and 3? You're down a score. You're trying to keep momentum, and oh no, Duperville is hurt. Ralph Duperville is being carried off the field by the Badgers' Ochiltree and the Thundercats' Perry. Oh, that's not good. Oh, he's not putting any weight on that left foot, it looks like. They're going to sit him down along the bench, and they're going to try and figure out what happened there. You certainly don't want to see that happen to any player, and you know, Duperville, you know, one of the important pieces for Brookline's rushing attack. So they're certainly hoping he's okay. He's holding his left knee, and you certainly hope that's nothing serious. He got a nice 6-yard run on that play, and now the Badgers facing 4th and 3. It looks like they're lining up to go for it. Ochiltree will come out with 3 receivers to his right on the short end of the field and 1 tight end, Johnny Peterson, all the way out wide on the open side on his left. Looks like he's got Kirk Prescott, the fullback. We got a bit of a whistle here. Not sure what the pause is. But of all times to pause, they pause right before a pretty big play. 4th and 3 from the Golden Badgers' 49-yard line. Ochiltree ready to take the snap. Takes it, gives to Prescott. Prescott runs right up the middle and hits a wall. That'll be a turnover on downs. Wrapped up by the Thundercats' number 56, Odai Dayoub. Big tackle there by Dayoub. The Badgers decide to go with the power running game, and it gets them nowhere that time. He managed to get 1 yard, but he needed 3, and so the Thundercats will take over at midfield with 1st and 10. That's a big defensive stop for the Thundercats, as before this possession, every single possession for either team went into the end zone. If the Thundercats can follow this up with a score, that's just going to be a huge dagger. I mean, it's early to say dagger, but when teams are going back and forth like this, if one hits a wall and then one gets into the end zone, Francis takes the snap and we got a whistle, and it's going to be a false start against the Thundercats. And that's going to send them 5 yards back. It'll be a 1st down and 15 yards to go. I am not sure what the 1st down markers are doing. And we got a whistle stoppage. Yeah, it looks like there was some confusion with the guys holding the 1st down marker, not realizing that they didn't need to move after the false start. They weren't quite sure what happened, I guess. But either way, it will be 1st and 15 for the Thundercats from their own 45. Francis takes the snap, drops back, looking to pass, floats it up, down the left. He's got his man. He's got the catch. He's got the sideline. He's got the broken tackle. Does he have the touchdown? Yes, he does. Again, one play, one score, this time from 55 yards out. Rain Francis has his third passing touchdown of the day. And number 10, Justin Ruiz, has his first receiving touchdown. 20-8 is now the lead for the Connecticut Thundercats over the Brookline Golden Badgers. Looks like the Thundercats are going to go for two once again. They are 1 for 2 on their two-point tries thus far. Francis the snap, gives it to Pagano. Pagano runs out of room fast and gets taken down. Might have been taken down behind the line. He did not have anywhere to go. And so another two-point failure for the Thundercats, but another touchdown gives them a pretty substantial 20-8 lead over the Badgers. So the Badgers, after turning it over on downs around midfield, give up another one-play touchdown. They're going to have to find something to work with on offense if they're going to keep pace here. We've got a whistle that I'm not sure if that was just the end of the first quarter. We'll see if we end up switching sides. We'll certainly find out. But in the meantime, the score here at Daly Field in Boston, Massachusetts, the Connecticut Thundercats 20, the Brookline Golden Badgers 8. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, bringing you live coverage of this East Coast Football League contest. And I understand the live part of it isn't going great. I know my stream is experiencing a lot of buffering. It looks like my connection might be improving. Maybe, question mark, fingers crossed. But either way, I had a lot of problems with buffering in the in that first quarter. And so I'm going to put up, what I've got going on is I've got this broadcast recording as well as streaming, and so I'm going to put up the recording that shouldn't have the buffering, and I'm going to put that up after I go home from this game today. So hopefully that will be better for anyone who wants to watch the game, and I'll be sure to share that link with both teams so that they can then share it with their respective fan bases. In the meantime, 20-8. And the Thundercats' Javier Santos getting ready to kick it away. Brookline has two deep. That is number 1, Jeff Jean, and number 21, Mike Middleton. Santos with the kick. It's a line drive straight away, skips past Middleton, and it's heading towards the end zone, but it's being picked up at the 1 by Middleton. He's going to try and run this one out, and he gets wrapped up immediately. I think that was inside the 5-yard line. Number 12, Josue Lopez, with a big special teams play there to seal the Badgers well inside their own territory, at least inside their own 10, maybe inside their own 5. If you're the Badgers and you're trying to get into this game, this is certainly not where you want to be. I mean, offensively, the Badgers got off to a really hot start. 3 straight plays of 10 or more yards, an 11-yard run by Kirk Prescott, I think, what was it, 33 yards on the keeper by Dana Perello, and then a 14-yard pass from Perello to Damon Bonner. But then after that, it's been very inch-by-inch kind of plays for the Badgers at the end of their first drive and throughout the entirety of their second unsuccessful drive. So when you're lacking those big plays, you certainly don't want to be pinned deep inside and be forced to go on a really long drive or anything like that. Looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Golden Badgers on their own 5-yard line. Tough place to start. They're coming out in a spread formation, 2 receivers on either side. Perello in shotgun with Prescott to his left in the backfield. Perello takes the snap, looks for the pass, passes on a quick slant, and it's dropped by Jean. That's tough. It looked like they had the timing there. I'm not sure if a defender got his hand in there, but it looked like it just bounced right off of Jean's hands. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 5. And even if the Badgers can't put a scoring drive together here, they certainly want to get out of their own backyard here. Because, I mean, if it's 2 more incompletions and they're still at their own 5 trying to punt from that spot, that's going to be really, really hard. They got 1 receiver on either side. Jean lined up in a wing position. Prescott in the fullback position. They're going to send Jean in motion. Perello takes the snap, gives to Jean. He cannot get away from the tacklers. That's going to be dropped for a loss. Well wrapped up there. I didn't quite see who was the first to get there, as it was a bit of a caravan. I saw Odai Dayub, number 56, wrap him up, but somebody grabbed him first. It might have been number 35, Vinshawn Crenshaw, or it might have been number 44, Brandon Carr. But either way, it looks like Jean was dropped for a loss of about 1 yard, so it's going to be 3rd down and 11 from the Golden Badgers' 4-yard line. They come out in the flex bone again. They got 1 receiver out wide to the left. They send Jean in motion, take the snap, looking to throw. It's a fade route looking for Johnny Peterson, but overthrown. Interesting idea there. They loaded the left side of the formation, and they got Johnny Peterson in a one-on-one, but Perello couldn't do work on the fade pass on what was a bit of almost a wheel route out to the outside by Peterson. So it looks like it'll be 4th and 11 from the Badgers 14 from the Badgers 4-yard line. And this is going to be a tricky punt for the Badgers number 88, Christian Alicia. He's going to be trying to punt out of his own end zone. They got to be careful. Any mistakes could lead to a safety. A blocked punt could be an instant touchdown. But we've got players jumping. We'll see who they call it on. Whoever it's going to be on, that's going to be big, because it could give the Badgers an easier time with the punt, or it could make it that much harder. It looks like they're going to call offsides against the Thundercats, and so the Badgers get to move out from their own 4 to their own 9-yard line. So they make it a little easier on Alicia. That's not going to be enough to make them go for it, not in this spot. But at the very least, he gets 5 extra yards to work with and a slightly less risky punt. Snap goes back. Punt gets away. It's not traveling very far. And it gets a slightly favorable Badgers bounce. Ultimately downed by Jeff Jean. Still inside Brookline territory. And it looks like the Thundercats will be taking over at the Badgers' 42-yard line. They already lead by 2 scores, and now they've got prime field position, sparked by a great defensive tackle by Josue Lopez, and then a nice defensive stand combined with some passing miscues by the Badgers. (20-8), the Thundercats lead here in the second quarter of play here at Daly Field in Boston, Massachusetts. Looks like they're coming out in a flexbone formation. Francis under center. Sends one man in motion, gives it to the motion man, number 13, who runs on the end around. He's got a little bit of room, but ultimately gets wrapped up and taken down by the Badgers' number 0, Brandon LaJoy, but not before a nice gain on the run. That was number 13, Ismail Soto. So the run will make it second and short. They go from the 42 to the 32? Oh, it looks like they started at the 41. So it was a 9-yard gain. Now the handoff. Oh, but he gets wrapped up. No, he gets the handoff away to Pagano. That looked like a first down run to me. Felipe Andrade broke right through the line and had Rain Francis wrapped up, but Francis just barely managed to get the handoff away to Chris Pagano as he was being taken to the ground. A nice defensive effort by Andrade, but, you know, even better fortitude by Rain Francis to get that handoff as Pagano manages to get a gain of about 3 yards, I think. 3, maybe 4. It looks like they're positioned at about the Badgers' 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Snap to Francis, fakes 2 handoffs, rolls to his left. He's being chased, throws it out, got a wide open man. That's number 8, who is tackled out of bounds by LaJoy. But I think that's going to be another first down off the completion to number 8, Sawyer Nicholas. The tight end getting involved in the passing game, and the Thundercats have been very effective through the air. 3 touchdown passes already today for quarterback Rain Francis. 2 to Mark Anthony Teluzma, 1 to Justin Ruiz, and all of them for at least 24 yards. As they got a 24-yarder, a 55-yarder, and a 58-yarder, but if they score, it's going to be from a shorter distance now as they've got 1st and 10 at the Badgers' 15-yard line. Francis coming out in shotgun, tight formation, takes the snap, looking, flings one out to his right. He's got an open man. That's number 12. Spins away from his tackler, heading to the end zone. Untouched touchdown. Josue Lopez, who got the action going on the other end in special teams, he ends up finishing it on the quick out route there, coming off of a wing position. A nice spin move around the only Golden Badgers defender to touch him as he just ran it into the end zone for a 15-yard score. 26-8 is now the score in favor of the Thundercats. Thundercats will be going for 2 again. They are 1 for 3 on 2-point attempts so far today. Snap to Francis, hands it off. I believe that's Pagano, and again, he's not going to get there. Wrapped up and brought down by Miles Oakletree, as well as number 25, Dante Wilson. So the Thundercats now 1 for 4 on 2-point tries. but they still hold a pretty substantial lead over the Badgers. 26-8 is the score. Javier Santos getting ready to kick things away for the Thundercats. The Badgers with just one player deep. No, they're going to send a second one. No, just one deep, and it's Jeff Jean. After the flubbed return last time, they want to make sure they have their best guy on the return. Santos signals to his teammates, and he does a short pop-up kick. It's well caught by number 52. He's going to be wrapped up. They're trying to strip the ball away, but he manages to hold on and fall to the ground. A nice effort there. That was a very well-placed kick by Santos, but a great recovery by number 52, Nick Turner, as you can probably hear the gust being blown in off the river. Like I said, we are right next to the Charles River here in Boston, Massachusetts at Daly Field. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Badgers in some pretty good field position after the failed onside kick. But their last two drives have not gone well. They're going to be trying to make something happen here. 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. First and 10, they got Perello out there in shotgun with Prescott to his left. A bunch formation on the short side of the field. Interesting choice. Perello takes the snap. Pass rush coming. He rolls out to his right. He's got some room. He tries to tuck the ball. He slips, shakes away one tackle, and pushes ahead for a moderate gain there. Might have got about 5-6 yards, depending on where they spot it. No room to pass. He managed to make something out of it. He might have been able to go a little further, but he kind of slipped and lost his footing. He does get into Thundercats territory, though. And so that will make it 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Second and 4 from the Thundercats' 49-yard line after the 6-yard run by Perello. They got one player out wide, 2 guys off the ends, 3 guys off the ends of the line, 1 on the left, 2 on the right. Perello drops back to pass, looking, throws it over the middle to nobody. Might have been some traffic collisions there over the middle. It seemed like he was looking for either number 81, Johnny Peterson, or number 3, Damon Bonner. But I think someone might have gotten stopped on their route. Not sure what the miscue was there, but either way, it's an incomplete pass, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. Badgers have completed just 1 pass so far today. That was a 14-yarder Out to Bonner. But they've had no luck on the passing game since. 3rd and 4, 3 receivers to the left, 1 tight end to the right, 1 back to the right of Perello. He drops back to pass, throws a quick out, diving catch dropped. Flag on the play. Pass was intended for number 6, Braxton Fernandez. And we're going to see what the call is. This could be a very important call. They're going to call offsides on the Thundercats, and that's going to be a first down. And so they're going to get to move all the way down to the Thundercats 44 and get a critical first down pickup. So the Badgers trying to keep this short drive chugging along, see if they can get back on the scoreboard. They trail the Thundercats here in the second quarter, 26-8. 3 receivers out wide to the left, 1 to the right. But it's a handoff to Prescott, who goes up the middle. Nice gain, bounces off a couple tackles, and dives ahead for a nice gain. That's what they want to see from Prescott. The Thundercats have been sealing him off quite a bit, but that time was the exact kind of run you want to see out of him. Quick burst up the middle, and once he gets some speed, you know, once he gets his legs going, he's really hard to take down. As you saw, two defenders bounced off of him like freaking bumper cars. It's going to be second down from the Thundercats' 39-yard line. So second down and about 5. 2 receivers on either side. Prescott to the left of Perello. Takes the snap, fakes the give to Prescott, throws to the right. He's got Gene for the catch, and that's a first down. Perello with his second completion of the day on a quick in slant to Jeff Gene. That's going to keep the clock running, and Brookline's going to have a fresh set of downs at the Connecticut 27-yard line. They're coming out. We got a brief whistle, some kind of stoppage. Oh, we got a call for a trainer. So the Badgers, being the home team, are going to have to send their trainer across the field to check on a Thundercats player. Seems to be over on the sideline, on the opposite sideline. Whoever it is, we certainly hope he's okay. It's nothing too serious. Athletic trainers, the unsung hero of any sporting event. Badgers send Gene in motion over to the left side. Snap to Perello. He's got 3 receivers to his left, and he's got no place to throw, so he's going to take off and run with it. And he's going to barrel ahead for, I think he's got the first down. Dana Perello with another big keeper there. He was starting to run out of time. Might have had a little bit more time in the pocket, but he saw a big hole, and he just ran for it. A big gain there. He's got the first down. Is deep in Thundercats territory. I believe they're at about the Thundercats 14-yard line. 2 receivers on either side. And we got a false start. That's going to send the Badgers back 5 yards. They're going to be sent back to the Connecticut 19-yard line. This will be 1st and 15. Badgers trying to find the end zone for just the second time today. 3rd if you count the 2-point try. And my mistake, they're going to be right at the 20, not the 19-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 15 from the 20. They got 3 receivers to the left. We got another whistle? I think they just called a delay of game on the Badgers. Back-to-back 5-yard penalties sends them 10 yards back. They're going to have 1st and 20 from the 25. Just when things were starting to get going for the Badgers, they go backwards twice. 3 receivers on the left side, 1 tight end to the right. Perello takes the snap. Pass rush comes. He's trying to shake him off, and he can't. Wrestled to the ground for a sack by the Thundercats number 22. That is Shondell Evans. The Thundercats call a timeout, as now it is 2nd down and 25 yards to go for the Badgers. So the Thundercats probably already in the mindset of thinking about getting in one last offensive possession before halftime. A total 15-yard loss for the Badgers between the back-to-back penalties and the sack. Just a lack of organization there. A false start followed by what I believe was a delay of game, and then a 5-yard sack sends them back 15 yards. They've gone from the Connecticut 15-yard line all the way back to the 30. Now coming out for 2nd down and 25 yards to go. They got 1 receiver out wide. They send Bonner in motion over to the right, 1 tight end either side. Perello takes the snap, surveys, running out of time, finally unloads. He's looking for Jean, and oh, that was almost intercepted by Teluzma. Perello was trying to thread the needle on a long floating pass to Jeff Jean. He almost placed it right where it needed to be, but Mark Anthony Teluzma, coming in at the last minute, almost picks it off. He can't hold on, and so it's going to be 3rd and 25. So 3rd down, 25 yards to go from the Thundercats' 30-yard line. In opposing territory, this has got to be 4-down territory for the Badgers, as they come out with 2 receivers on either side. Prescott to the left of Perello. Takes the snap, drops back, pass rush coming. He steps up, throws out to his left, looking for his man. Nothing there. The Badgers wanted a pass interference call, as Damon Bonner was, they argue, being screened by number 5 of the Thundercats, Devon Wise. But the officials say it was a clean play defensively, and so it just results in an incomplete pass. If that ball was a little closer to Bonner, they might have gotten the call, but they were trying to throw out ahead of him. And when you throw it out that far ahead, you know, like, all of a sudden the officials, they got to see it. They got to like figure out, okay, would they have caught it? Would have been a catchable ball considering how far away it was? Would he have had the time to get there if he wasn't impeded? How much is egregious impediment? All that stuff. But no call. 4th and 25 from the 30. 3 receivers to the right. Perello takes the snap, throws it over the middle, caught by Bonner, and he's running with it. Does he have the first down? Oh, that's going to be so close. So close. Where are they going to spot it? He needed to get to the 5. They might have to bring out the measuring crew. No, they say 1 yard short. They needed 25 yards. They got 24. The Badgers coach is not happy about this. But the refs having none of it. They say he was 1 yard short. It was a nice one-handed grab by Damon Bonner. And a great run. He hustled as far as he could trying to make that first down yardage. And to come up 1 yard short. That's just tough. The Thundercats are going to take over on their own 6-yard line. (26-8) remains the score as the Thundercats take over, perhaps hoping to extend it into the 30s. Snap in shotgun. Quick throw from Francis. He finds number 2, who is wrapped up quickly and finally brought down. That pass caught by Dake Desjardins. Going to be a short gain there, and the Thundercats call timeout. We're coming up on halftime here at Daly Field in Boston, Massachusetts. The score of this East Coast Football League contest, the Thundercats 26, the Golden Badgers 8. Four passing touchdowns by Connecticut's Rain Francis, 2 to Mark Anthony Taluzma, 1 to Justin Ruiz, and 1 to Josue Lopez. Coming out in a spread formation in shotgun, 2 receivers either side. The passing game has been very effective for the Thundercats as they come out on 2nd down, maybe 5 yards to go. Snap to Francis. He's got time in the pocket, rolls to his right, looking, throwing, and dropped by the tight end. That pass was aimed at number 8, Sawyer Nicholas. No catch there. And it looks like that's going to be halftime. Looks like the two teams are wrapping things up for halftime here. So after 2 quarters of play, the score, the visiting Connecticut Thundercats 26, the hosting Brookline Golden Badgers 8. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan coming to you from Daly Field in Boston, Massachusetts. Again, my apologies for the faulty internet connection I have going on today. I know it's been very in and out. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that. But I will be posting a recording of this later so you can get the full unbuffered version of this broadcast later today. If you want to stay up to date on my upcoming broadcasts, you'll like the broadcasts I'm bringing, assuming I got a better internet connection, of course, feel free to subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. Links to my Facebook and Instagram accounts are in the description of the video. If you want to make any special requests, coverage of a game, maybe a highlight video to put together, you can email me at jgms88@gmail.com. That's in the description as well. I am currently doing this for the Badgers as an unpaid volunteer. So if you're feeling generous, you want to donate to the cause, links to my PayPal and Venmo accounts are also in the description of the video. But in the meantime, we are at halftime. Thundercats 26, Golden Badgers 8. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'll be taking a short mute break for halftime, but I'll be back with the 3rd quarter. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Daily Field in Boston, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here to bring you the second half of this East Coast Football League contest between the visiting Connecticut Thundercats and the hosting Brookline Golden Badgers. The Thundercats' passing attack has been nothing short of prolific so far today. 4 passing touchdowns for quarterback Rain Francis, number 17 of the Thundercats. His 4 passing touchdowns going to 3 different receivers. He's got 2 touchdown passes to Mark Anthony Teluzma, 1 for 58 yards and 1 for 24 yards. 1 passing touchdown to number 10, Justin Ruiz. That one went for 55 yards. And then the shortest passing touchdown was a 15-yarder to number 12, Josue Lopez. As for the Badgers, their first drive went off very well. They start off with a bunch of big plays, managed to get inside the 10-yard line, and then score from 5 yards out on a play-action pitch play to Jeff Jean, who got the 5-yard rushing touchdown. Unfortunately, since then, it's been nothing but bad luck for the Badgers. Their offense stalled out for a couple of drives, and then when they finally got a good drive going, they got down to the Connecticut 15-yard line. They got sent back 15 yards on back-to-back 5-yard penalties, and then a 5-yard sack, and then their drive stalled out again. So we are ready to get this third quarter underway. The Thundercats received the opening kickoff in the first half, so this one will be going back to the Golden Badgers. It'll be kicked off by Connecticut's number 50, Javier Santos. Brookline seems like they're going to have 2 players back. That's going to be number 1, Jeff Jean, and number 7, Miles Ochiltree. Santos signals to his coverage team. The kick is away, and here we go. It's a long kick with a favorable bounce. It's picked up by Jean. Looking for a hole, he fakes to and goes to his left, trying to get to the sideline. Barrels ahead and is ultimately dragged down. Very close to a face mask by the Thundercats, but ultimately did not get a grab on it, and so honestly probably a good no call. And it'll be first down from about the 34-yard line for the Badgers. Like I said, the Badgers have had a few nice plays here and there. You know, nothing quite as explosive as the, 50-plus yard touchdowns that the Thundercats have had through the air today. But they've had a few nice plays. They just got to manage to string them together if they're going to get back on the scoreboard. Thundercats leading 26-8 here in the third quarter. It'll be first and 10 from the 34. Quarterback Dana Perello talking with one of his receivers, Braxton Fernandez. And he'll be one of 3 receivers out on the right side with 1 on the left and 1 fullback to the left of Perello. And a hard count. Did he fool the opponent or his own teammates? Looks like they're going to call offsides. So the Badgers start, well, actually, it looks like the officials are still going to discuss this. No, they're going to call a false start. So it looked like Perello might have faked out the Thundercats, but it turns out he faked out his own teammates. So it could have been 1st and 10 or potentially 1st and 5 if that call had gone another way, but instead it is going to be 1st and 15 from the Badgers' own 29-yard line. Same formation, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Perello takes the snap and gives it to Prescott. Prescott running up the middle, and he slips and falls after a nice gain, and he is frustrated about that slip because he knows that if he stayed on his feet, that would have been a huge run. He had a hole to work with there. But still a solid run from the fullback. And looks like he got down to the 40, so about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Badgers. And my correction, that's 11 yards because he also made up for the false start penalty. Jeff Jean sent in motion, and he gets the handoff out of the halfback position, bounces to the outside, heading for the edge, reaching ahead, and it looks like he got a short gain. It's going to be close to the marker. We've got a penalty thrown, though. Some pushing and shoving after the play. And if this penalty ends up being against the Badgers, then that's going to send them back. I mean, they were going to be really close. I mean, really close to a 1st down after that run by Jeff Jean. Call is going to be holding against the Badgers. So after all that, and they're also going to call unsportsmanlike on the Badgers. So it looks like they're calling 2 penalties, both against the Badgers. So we're going to see how far these penalties push back the Badgers. They were about to have basically a 3rd down and 1. The holding penalty is declined. And then an unsportsmanlike penalty is going to push them back. Oh, because the unsportsmanlike penalty happened after the play was over. Excuse me. So it's still going to... Did they lose a down? That play where the penalty was committed was on 2nd down, and now it's 4th down. Did they just lose a down off an unsportsmanlike penalty? I had no idea that could even work that way, and because it happened after the play, they lost both 2nd and 3rd down and got pushed back. Whatever it is, Christian Alicia sends the punt away. That's going to bounce out of bounds just past midfield. Man, that's a harsh penalty. That is a harsh penalty that the Badgers took on that one. That just killed their drive. Their drive was starting to move, and they just killed it with one unsportsmanlike penalty. So the Badgers having some real trouble today of getting in their own way. You know, they had a couple of tough penalties when they drove deep inside Connecticut territory in the 2nd quarter, and now they got this big penalty. That includes the false start where the hard count from the quarterback tricked his own teammates. And now the Golden Badgers coach discussing with the officials, probably trying to figure out what I'm so confused about, which is what was up with that penalty. I mean, it was a second down run, and they went right to fourth down. I mean, that's crazy. But what's done is done. The Thundercats will start from their own 48-yard line. Francis from shotgun. He sends a man in motion. He's got 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Takes the snap, throws a quick screen that hits the dirt, and that's going to be called incomplete. Pass was intended for number 7, Jeremy Perry. It'll be incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. And we got a penalty flag? I think this one's going to go against the Thundercats. The team wasn't even lined up, and they're getting pushed back. Looks like they're pushed back about 5 yards. Was that a delay of game? So after that penalty, whatever it was, it'll be 2nd and 15 from the Thundercats' 43-yard line. They come out in a wing T formation. They got one receiver out wide. Well, looks like a couple of tight ends. The snap to Francis, handoff to Pagano. He's got a bit of a hole, bounces off one tackle and bounds ahead for about 5 or 6 yards. So depending on the spot, it looks like they're going to give him about 6 yards on that run, so it's going to be 3rd down and 9 from the 49-yard line. They need to get to the Badgers' 42 for a first down. They're around midfield, so they're in 4-down territory, I would expect. Wing T formation again for the Thundercats. One out wide to the left. Francis takes the snap. He's looking for a pass. He throws a rifle down far and just out of the reach of Perry. Jeremy Perry had a step on his defender, but the ball had a step on him, and so that's going to be an overthrow for an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down and 9. It looks like the Thundercats are actually going to send their punt unit out. And I mean, I guess when you're up by 18, you know, there's no real need to be as aggressive as at the start of the game. So this will be presumably the first successful defensive stop for the Badgers, as the only other time when the Thundercats didn't score was at the end of the half, and we got a delay of game call against the Thundercats. I mean, I guess they don't bring out their punt unit as often as this, so maybe there was a bit of confusion there. But whatever it is, it's a 5-yard penalty. It pushes them back to their own 44-yard line. Santos will punt it away. Number 2 for the Golden Badgers. Back to receive it. The punt is away. It's going to bounce and be collected by number 2. He's going to brush off one tackle, break out of another, keep going. He's got some room to work with now. He's heading down the far sideline and finally wrapped up and brought down. Number 2, unfortunately not on my roster. I'm not quite sure who he is. But a nice return there regardless, as he shook off a couple of tackles. That could have easily been like a 0-yard return. And instead he gets his team out to their own 40-yard line. So the Badgers will again try and get something going on offense. And like I said, at this point, they've really just got to get out of their own way. I mean, they're making some nice plays, but just some boneheaded penalties here and there keep setting them back. They send Jeff Jean in motion, and they're going to fake the handoff to Jean. It's going to be a rollout by Perello. He's got some blockers to work with, finds a bit of a hole. There's a flag thrown, and Perello is dragged down after a nice gain, but that might be coming back. That's honestly probably going to be a holding penalty against the Badgers, and it is. So they're going to be moving backwards. So that should remain first down. The officials trying to signal. They're desperately trying to signal for him to, and he does eventually get the signal, and he's going to change it back to first down, but now it's going to be 1st and 20. Tough holding penalty there, sends him 10 yards back. So 1st and 20. Badgers come out with 3 receivers on the short end of the field on the left, 1 out wide to the right. The snap, and it's a give to Prescott. Prescott runs up the middle. Got a moderate gain there, maybe 4 or 5 yards, depending on where they spot it. Looks like they're going to give him about 4 yards. Now to the 34-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 16 after the 4-yard run. Looks like we got a timeout called. Not sure who called. Oh, it's a call for the trainer. They're calling for the trainer over on the Thundercats side. I mean, that's really the tough thing about some of these, non-professional levels. This is something that we, take for granted at like the professional level or the Division I college level, is that each team is able to have like an entire medical staff. But here at the semi-pro level, I mean, you got to work just to get the one trainer you're required to have for both teams. And we got, looks like it's a timeout called by the Thundercats. So we'll take a break in the action. We are here in the 3rd quarter here at Daly Field in Boston, Massachusetts. The score, the Connecticut Thundercats 26, the Brookline Golden Badgers 8. Neither team has found the end zone thus far here in the second half. After a first half that saw 5 touchdowns between the two teams, 4 of them coming from the Thundercats, as they've got themselves a pretty comfortable lead right now. So now coming out for 2nd and 16 proper, Badgers have 3 receivers to the right, 1 tight end to the left, and the fullback to the left of Perello. Snap to Perello, fakes the give to Prescott, throws to his right, intercepted! The pass was wide of the mark of Damon Bonner, and that's hauled in by the Thundercats' number 32. Nice interception by Lamar Dunn. So we have our first defensive takeaway of the day as the Thundercats take the ball back around close to midfield, maybe their own 47. So I saw some folks asking in the live chat about who am I? Am I covering other teams? Who I am? I'm a freelance broadcaster, and so I'm not with the league. I'm not strictly with any one team, but I live right here in Brookline, so this team is really close by. So I'm just covering their home games on a volunteer basis. So that's what the situation is for that. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Thundercats. Francis takes the snap out of shotgun, looking for a pass. Quick screen to Ruiz. He's getting wrapped up and taken down by the cavalry very fast. That might even be a loss of yards. First to the ball, I think, was Miles Oakletree as he wrapped up the legs. And then the rest of the corral came and pulled him down. Looks like a loss of 2 yards on the screen pass there. Francis in shotgun again, 2 receivers on either side. Takes the snap, got some time, throws out, and almost picked off by LaJoy as the receiver looked like he'd kind of tripped and fallen, but nothing doing there. That pass was intended for Chris Pagano, and Brandon LaJoy is making himself do push-ups after that one. He knows that interception was right in his hands. Right in his hands, but he couldn't haul it in. So instead, it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Thundercats. Out of shotgun again. Francis takes the snap. Quick throw. Hits his man. That's Nicholas. Sawyer Nicholas gets the catch, and I think he got the first down. Nice pass over the middle to the tight end. And he just gets across that first down marker and into Badger territory. So a fresh set of downs for the Thundercats. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Badgers' 41-yard line. Looks like the refs just signaled that that's the end of the 3rd quarter. So we are through 3 here at Daly Field in Boston, Massachusetts. We're about to switch sides. And when we come back for the 4th and final quarter of regulation, the Thundercats will have 1st and 10 at the Badgers' 41-yard line. Score has not changed since halftime. It is still 26-8, the Thundercats leading. When the game first started, it seemed like we might have ourselves a back-and-forth contest. Both teams went down and scored on their opening drives. But while the Thundercats kept that pace up, scoring on each of their next 3 drives, the Badgers have stalled out offensively. And as a result, you have this 3-score lead that we are looking at right now. Once again, 26-8, the Thundercats lead the Badgers. We've changed directions, and we are now in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 for the Thundercats from their opponent's 41-yard line. Quarterback Rain Francis has thrown for 4 touchdowns already. Will he make it 5? He's under center in a wing T formation. 1 receiver out wide. He takes the snap, gives a handoff on the end around, a bit of trickery there. This is number 34. He bounces to the outside, and he's got room. He's running down the sideline. The cavalry finally catches up with him and drags him out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Nice run by Anthony Esposito. And a nice bit of trickeration there. They've run a few run plays out of that wing T formation, but they usually run them to the right on a handoff to number 3, Chris Pagano. But they had Esposito come in from his tight wing spot, come across in front of the quarterback, take the handoff, and he had an opening there. That was just a nice play design, honestly. You know, kudos to the coach for, setting that up with a number of runs to the right, and then props to the players for executing it well. So a tight formation here as they got 1st and 10 at the Badgers, I think, 14-yard line. Francis takes the snap, rolls to his right. Pass rush is coming, throws it up, and nobody there, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. Threw it over the head of his intended receiver, Sawyer Nicholas. None of the Badgers able to get a handle on it. The nearest defender fell down as the pass was coming to the area. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Badgers' 14-yard line. The Thundercats knocking on the doorstep of crossing the 30-point threshold. It looks like they've got to sub out a player. That is number 10, Felipe Andrade. And so they'll bring in Dana Perello as a substitute there. Francis going to be under center on this one. Same wing T formation they had a couple plays ago. Takes the snap, hands off to Pagano. He runs to the right, slices up a hole, but not a huge hole, as he ultimately gets tripped up and taken down by, I believe, number 2. Looks like he might have got maybe 3 yards on that. It looks like they've spotted them at the Badgers' 11-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 7 yards to go for the Thundercats. Francis under center. They got the wing T again, but flipped sides this time. The wideout is out to the right. Takes the snap, fakes 2 handoffs, rolls to his right, looking, flag is thrown, passes away, incomplete. We'll see what the flag is. It looks like the call is going to be holding against the Thundercats. And so this is where the Badgers have to make a decision. Do you send the opponent 10 yards back, or do you take a chance on your defense getting one more stop? Because if they decline the penalty, this will be 4th down. But it'll be 4th down and 7 yards to go. Or it could be 3rd down and 17 yards to go. It depends on what you think would be a better fit for your defense in this current situation. It looks like the Badgers coach is giving the signal that they want to decline the penalty. So they're going to trust in their defense to make one more stop. It'll be 4th down and 7 yards to go from the Badgers' 11-yard line. Thundercats, one more chance to try and make something happen on this drive. 2 running backs on either side of Francis. 1 receiver out wide to the left. Takes the snap. Gives to Pagano. Pagano running with it. He escapes 1 tackle but can't escape the second. That's going to be a turnover on downs. The tackle is made by number 52, Nick Turner. And so after the turnover on downs, the Badgers have something to celebrate for the first time in a little while, as they're going to be taking over. They're deep in their own territory, but their defense made a stop. 26-8 remains the score in favor of the Thundercats here in the fourth quarter. And now the Badgers offense going to try and follow up off the nice play from their defense in the red zone. So they're going to come out and shotgun. 3 receivers out wide to the left. Looks like we got a tight end to the right and the fullback to the left. Snap to Perello. He fires one deep down the left side. Bonner's going for it. It was well contested by Jeremy Perry, and he knocks that one away. Bonner almost had to turn into a defensive back there for a second and knock it away from the potential interception. So the incomplete will make it 2nd and 10 for the Badgers from their own 11-yard line. Looks like we're going to have 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fullback behind Perello this time for 2nd and 10. He sends Gene in motion to the backfield, tosses it to Gene. Gene cutting it up the middle, and he's now sending it back over to the right side. He's got some room. He's trying to get the edge. He gets pushed out of bounds by Toulousma, but not before converting the first down. Big run there by Jeff Gene. Gets his team down to what looks like the 27-yard line, a 16-yard run by Jeff Gene. Nice gain there. You know, like I said, the Badgers have had a few nice plays here and there. They just got to find a way to string them together and really put a drive together. You know, it is only their 2nd year in the East Coast Football League, so they're still, you know, trying to get their foundation set. But these are the things that they're going to have to work on. More consistency, you know. Keep the ball moving forward. 1st and 10 from the 27. Perello takes the snap, rolls to his left. He's looking, fires, dropped by Peterson. That was a nice look there, but just couldn't be hauled in by the tight end, Johnny Peterson. And so it'll be 2nd and 10. We got 2 receivers on either side, but they send Oakletree in motion over to the right. Again, they bunch things up on the tight side of the field. Snap to Perello, fakes the give, and immediately runs out of room. Or no, he did give it to Prescott. My mistake, gave it to Kirk Prescott, and the Thundercats just broke through the line immediately. dropped for a sizable loss there, and so it's going to be 3rd and long. Sent back what looks like a 5-yard loss on the carry there. It'll be 3rd and 15 from the Badgers' 22-yard line. So 3rd and 15 to go for the Badgers. They got 3 receivers out to the left. Looks like 1 tight end to the right. Snap to Perello. He immediately tucks it and runs. He's going to his right, heading for the sideline, trying to gain the edge. He gets dragged out by Teluzma, but they're going to call a penalty there, and it looks like Perello got the first down anyway. So it looks like they're going to call a face mask on Teluzma there. And so Perello's run will go for even more yards. That takes them from their own 22 all the way into Connecticut territory at the Thundercats' 45. So an 18-yard run with a 15-yard penalty on top of it. And it'll be a fresh set of downs for the Badgers as the officials signal for them to keep moving and get up to the line. We've already had a few delay of game penalties against both teams today. Perello, the quarterback, a little shaken up after that last play. But it looks like he's staying out there. 2 receivers on either side. The fullback to the left of Perello, who is in shotgun here. 1st and 10. Snap is taken, fakes the handoff, quick throw, deflected, and not caught by anybody. Nice defense there by the Thundercats secondary. That quick pass, I believe, was intended for Christian Alissier. And he tried to dive for it after the ball was deflected, but nothing doing there. 2nd and 10. Badgers back out for 2nd and 10 from the Thundercats' 45-yard line. They send a couple receivers to the left, 1 wing on the right along with a tight end. Fullback to the left. They send Gene in motion. They give to Gene, and he gets wrapped up immediately. That play was just broken from the start, as breaking through the line for the big tackle for a loss was number 52 for the Thundercats, Giovanni Rodriguez. That's going to be a 5-yard loss on the run there, and that's going to be 3rd and 15. Part of what's happened is because the Badgers don't have a consistent passing game, the Thundercats know they can just gang up on the run. And as a result, some of these design run plays are just going absolutely nowhere. So 3rd and 15. Perello sends Gene in motion over to the left. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Quick pass over the middle, almost picked off. It was intended for Bonner, but not even close. Closer to the catch was number 54, Zachary Painter. It'll be 4th and 15 from midfield. And we'll see what the Badgers decide to do here. It looks like they're going to send out the punt unit. And I think a lot to do with that decision is that Perello looks looked a little shaken up, maybe just a little spent after that one. And so they'll be sending Christian Alissier out to punt it away. Jeremy Perry is the furthest back for the return. They've also got Mark Anthony Teluzma back there. They got a couple of short returners as well as their long returner out there just in case. Snap goes back to Alissier. Punt is away. It's a long one. It's going to go all the way back to Perry. He's going to take it off one bounce, dodge the first tackler, run towards the middle. He's got a hole. He's bursting through. He's got daylight. Jeremy Perry going all the way. This is going to be a punt return touchdown. Offense, defense, and special teams, all three phases working for the Thundercats today, as Jeremy Perry took that one back from about his own 15-yard line, so an approximately 85-yard punt return touchdown for Jeremy Perry. And of all things, a punt return gets us our first score of the second half. Score is now 32-8 in favor of the Thundercats as they get ready for the conversion attempt. So far today, they are 1 for 4 on 2-point attempts. They succeeded on their first one, but have not had any success since. So it'll be another 2-point attempt for the Thundercats. Rain Francis comes out in shotgun. Yeah, but he moves up to an under center position. Sends Pagano in motion, but fakes it to Pagano, gives it to number 35, and the big guy is wrapped up around the legs and then stopped short. Brandon LaJoy was the first one there to wrap up his legs before his teammates came in and stopped the back short. That handoff went to number 35, Vinshawn Crenshaw. So another failed conversion for the Thundercats. They are now 1 for 5 on their 2-pointers. But they've still gotten in the end zone 5 times, the latest off an approximate 85-yard punt return touchdown by Jeremy Perry. 32-8 the score here in the fourth quarter at Daly Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. The Thundercats extend their lead further over the Golden Badgers. And so the Badgers looks like they're going to send, well, at least one back deep. For once, Jeff Jean is not out on the return unit. Looks like they got Miles Oakletree, number 7, along with number 21, Mike Middleton, as their primary returners. Javier Santos, of course, will be kicking off for the Thundercats. We've seen him mix in a couple of tricky onside kicks, nothing successful thus far, but it'll be interesting to see where this one goes. It's a line drive up the middle, bounces into the hands of Oakletree. Oakletree turns to his right, heads towards the side, pushes away one tackler, but ultimately gets dragged down from behind by Teluzma. So a nice return by Miles Oakletree, as he gets his team to about their own 45, maybe the 44, depending on where exactly they spot. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 45. So the Golden Badgers working with relatively good field position, but again, they've got to get their offense moving. They got to limit the mistakes. They got 55 yards to go to the end zone to see if they can get a second score in here. So Perello comes back out in shotgun. He's got two receivers to his right, and we got a timeout called by the Badgers. So a bit of confusion perhaps to start things off. And again, this just comes down to some of the things they got to fine-tune as they continue to build their program here in the East Coast Football League. You know, get a system in place so you don't have to call timeouts because of confusion over the play call. We saw that earlier in the first half. They had one play where they were operating inside the red zone, and they had to call a timeout because two guys ran in motion when only one of them was supposed to, and so, you know, they had some wires crossed there. First and 10 from the 45-yard line for the Golden Badgers. Looks like we're coming out in a flexbone formation to start. One receiver out wide to the left. They're going to send Gene in motion across the formation. And the snap is bobbled, and Perello couldn't pick it up. It's still on the ground, and Perello manages to dive on it. And we've got an injured Thundercat down on the field. Trainer being called in to check on the Thundercats number 95. That is Lennox Howard Jr. He was holding his right thigh after he went down. And I mean, at this stage of a hot day, it's not outside the realm of possibility that this might just be a cramp, which I think we'd all certainly hope for. You want the best possible outcome for any player. As he's getting up, he's still looking hobbled, and it looks like he's going to limp his way off the field with some help from his teammates. Again, certainly hope this is nothing major. Certainly hope it's just a case of, like, you know, cramps because of a long game and on a hot day. In the meantime, that was a 10-yard loss on the muffed snap for the Badgers. Perello managed to fall on it with his second effort in order to avoid disaster, but he couldn't avoid the 10-yard loss. And so it'll be 2nd and 20 from the Badgers' 35-yard line. Perello's going to come out in shotgun. Three receivers to his right, one to the left. The fullback Prescott to the left of the quarterback. They send Gene in motion, and they're going to give it to Gene. Perello's going to run out in front to block. Gene finds a bit of a hole and manages to run for a short gain. Might have got 3 or 4 yards there, depending on where they spot it. Looks like they're going to spot it at about the 39, so that'll be a 4-yard run for Jeff Gene. And that'll make it 3rd down and 16 yards to go. So again, even with a solid run like that, when you are adding that on to the big negative mistakes, You know, it's like all of a sudden they feel like they have to go for the home run ball and they have to force things because the mistakes keep pinning them back with these long distances to go. Looks like they might have actually given Gene 5 yards on that carry, so it'll be 3rd and 15 from the 40. Perello in shotgun, Prescott behind him. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They send Gene in motion to the backfield, and they give the ball to Gene. Gene running to the right, trying to find the edge. He's being chased, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. Well covered by the Thundercats' number 4. That is Alejandro Ayers. So it's going to be a short gain of about 3 yards for Jeff Gene. So it's going to be 4th down and 12 yards to go from the 43-yard line. They need to get to the opposing 45 if they were to convert a first down here, but they might just punt it again. We're going to see what the call is for. Right now, the Thundercats are lining up as if they're going to go for the 4th down try. Looks like they are going to go for it on 4th and 12. 2 receivers either side. Snap to Perello. Fakes the handoff. Running out of room. He's got to roll to his left. He's got no room to go. He's trying to escape the sack, and he absolutely cannot. So the 4th down sack gives it right back to the Thundercats. The first to the quarterback was number 22, Shondell Evans. And he got a little help, I believe, from number 44. Number 44 is Brandon Carr. So that's going to be a turnover on downs, and I think that's the final whistle. The teams are lining up to shake hands. That was the last whistle of the game. So the game ends on a 4th down sack for the Thundercats. And it looks like we've got our final. The final score here at Daly Field in Boston, Massachusetts. The visiting Connecticut Thundercats 32. The hosting Brookline Golden Badgers 8. A back-and-forth game to start as the Thundercats scored on their first play from scrimmage, a 58-yard catch-and-run by Mark Anthony Toulousma off the pass from Francis Rain. Or Rain Francis, forgive me, had that backwards for a second. Rain Francis, the 58-yard passing touchdown to Mark Anthony Toulousma. The Badgers marched down the field courtesy of a few big plays and finally finished it, punching it in from 5 yards out on a 4th down on a play-action pitch play to Jeff Gene. He got the 5-yard rushing touchdown. That put the score at 8-8. But that would be the last score of the day for the Golden Badgers. After that, the Thundercats proceeded to score on their next 3 possessions. They had a 55-yard touchdown, first a 24-yard touchdown pass to Mark Anthony Toulousma, then a 55-yard pass to Justin Ruiz, and then a 15-yard touchdown pass to Josue Lopez. That put them up 26-8 before halftime as they failed all the 2-point conversions after the first one. And then in the second half, there was only one score that came in the 4th quarter. That was an approximately 85-yard punt return touchdown for Jeremy Perry. So that sums up the scoring for today. Once again, the final Thundercats 32, Golden Badgers 8. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Again, I apologize for some of the in and outs of the internet connection. I'm going to be uploading a recorded version that won't have all that buffering from the early parts of the game, so you can watch that later today. It'll be up on this channel. If you like the broadcast, want to stay up to date on them, be sure to subscribe to the channel or follow me on social media. Links in the description below. If you want to make any special requests, a game to cover, a special video you want put together, my email address is in the description as well. And I am doing this as an unpaid volunteer for the Badgers, but If you're feeling generous, want to donate to the cause, links to my PayPal and Venmo are also in the description. But for now, we're going to wrap things up here at Daly Field in Boston, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan signing off. Have a good rest of your weekend, everybody.